You know, a lot of people are talking about the new helmet law here in Thailand and how the police are going to start fining riders 2,000 baht, I think, and then an additional 2,000 baht for each passenger. So I just wanted to share kind of a different perspective this morning. So again, this morning, I almost got taken out on my way to the gym. It's not unusual. I was going probably 50 or probably going 60 kilometers. There was one of those travel vans filled with tourists taking them from hotel to airport. Came up behind me, and there was a trash truck stopped on the other side. And I instinctively knew that he was not going to wait till we got past that parked garbage truck. So I slid to the left a little bit. Still, this guy came within inches of taking me out. And guys, this is nothing new. If you live in Thailand, this is expected. But every time, I kind of lose my mind, because you can put up with a lot, but when other motorists are putting your life or the life of your loved ones in jeopardy, it kind of pisses you off. So I'll start here, guys. 80% plus, I think the stat was actually 84% of fatalities in Thailand they actually happen to folks like me who are on motorcycles. I feel like you could probably throw two-wheel bicycles in there as well, but 80 to 84% of all fatalities in Thailand are motorcycles. Now, is a helmet gonna save somebody's life? Yes. And I think of especially like small children, and you hope for the best, right? But in the back of my mind, I know that it's not even gonna make sorry for the pun, a dent in the problem. And in Florida, for those of us who used to ride without helmets, we called these brain buckets. And that's dark humor, and I don't mean any disrespect. But in a lot of situations, when you've got a helmet and you're exposed on a motorcycle and you get run over by a big ass truck, right, or a semi, this is what we refer to as a brain bucket. Now, is motorcycle helmets a step in the right direction? Absolutely. But it doesn't address the core problems, which are extreme in Thailand. So I want to share just a couple with you. The Stoic Indifference. Guys, I'm not trying to get all philosophical and academic on you, but there is a kind of stoic indifference of the Thai motorist here. Even when you're in a situation where you perceive that they almost killed you, it's not a shoulder shrug, but it's a look straight ahead. Face never changes. Just keep on keeping on. And, you know, I've had discussions with friends over beer. You know, is life of less value in Thailand? Because when you're driving in this on your bicycle or your motorcycle or your truck or car, you think, when you see the habits, the daily habits of folks, you're thinking, maybe life is not as important or valued as it is back in our home country. But I don't think that's the case. It's just me as a Westerner trying to wrap my head around the driving habits of Thai motorists. And it's very, very difficult. Like I said, somebody can almost take you out or run you off the road, and there's no reaction except maybe on our part. And I try not to give the finger. I try not to do the, you know, all the rest that goes with it. Okay. You gotta roll, roll, roll. You gotta feel my soul. It's all right. Guys, this is the number one thing that I've noticed. You know, as Sabayas Thai folks are, when you see them walking in on the streets, at the temple, at the store, when they get on a motorcycle or in a car, it's a different thing. And even they don't most, and I'm generalizing, do not stop at stop signs. many times, do not stop at stoplights. So stop signs, stoplights, it doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot. And it reminds me of, guys, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but one of Newton's laws, things in motion tend to want to keep staying. Things in motion want to stay in motion. And the last thing that motorists here in Thailand want to do is to actually stop. And if they can keep rolling, or they calculate that they can actually get in front of you, right? They can get in front of you without anybody dying, and it's a kind of an instinctual thing. They're going to do it. They're going to take it. And if they calculate that they can get in front of you and then take an immediate left, even when you're doing 60 kilometers an hour, they're going to do it. Now, does this mean that they're bad people? Does it mean that they're ignorant? I don't think it means any of that. It's just the way it is. And I'm still struggling a year plus trying to get, I always joke, guys, that the motorcycle owners in Thailand, their brake pads must last forever, because it's rare that you're gonna see them brake. They just want to keep moving. And that is an important thing to know. Okay, next. U-turns. U-turns are not discouraged, they're actually encouraged. And on these really small roadways, even the busy roads, and even on the highways, U-turns are the way that you change direction. You don't get off like at an overpass and then drive over a bridge and come down the other way like you do in my home country in America. You don't. You do U-turns. But the problem is many times when you're doing a U-turn, it says you can make a U-turn. Welcome. U-turn. Do it. But the biggest problem is you don't have enough space to get your ass out of the way for the traffic behind you. So you're trying to make a U-turn and traffic is roaring up behind you. Guys, this has to be a major cause of a lot of fatalities, is just trying to get out of the way when you're trying to change direction. And by the way, in Thailand, you don't need a U-turn sign to make a U-turn. You got folks doing 3-point turns or 7-point turns on busy motorways. And, and they just have faith. I think faith is the right word, that everybody's gonna stop and let them make that turn. But one thing I would encourage you to do, if you're like me and decided I'm gonna buy some vehicles and I wanna drive, I want to encourage you, if you can hit your emergency blinkers to let folks behind you know that you're about to make a change in direction, or you're going to do a U-turn but there's 3 vehicles already in it and your ass is just going to be sitting out there in the fast lane, and it's just a wise thing to do. Okay. And I think this is the last thing for now. Guys, I could do an hour-long video, but I would never put you through that. Okay, dude, you're going the wrong way. Helmet law is fantastic. But on little roads, country roads, main city roads, on the highway, you have a constant stream of salings, motorcycles, cars, trucks who are literally going the wrong direction. And you don't have to Google very long. And they show these videos here of people who are going the wrong way and they get taken out by a big old 18 or 20 wheel truck or whatever it is, or a car. So going the wrong way is a really big concern here. And I won't say that I'm anxious, but I'm always got my head going left and right like a water faucet, looking in the rear view. You have to constantly be aware of this. And I think about, why are people doing this? why are people going the wrong way? A lot of times, these are just like hardcore older people who are working people, and they gotta go 200 meters from their house to their store. They're not gonna go down the road and make a U-turn and go past their workplace another kilometer and do another U-turn. They're simply going to go the wrong way, and everybody needs to get used to that. So what's my point? Guys, my point is that the helmet law, it's a step in the right direction. You know, whether or not it's going to actually be enforced, you know, nobody can really tell. Here in my hometown, maybe I see 2 or 3 more helmets during the day, people wearing helmets than I normally would. But most folks are just rocking it, just like they always have. And I'm sure that if the police start showing up at local checkpoints and fining me and everybody else 2,000 baht, then it would make a difference. So am I against the new motorcycle helmet laws? I am not. But the problems, I used to have an old boss who would always say, what is the core problem of all this stuff that you're bitching and complaining about? Well, 80% plus of fatalities are on motorcycles. And is the reason that people are not wearing motorcycle helmets? I say absolutely not. There are so many other things. It's kind of like a mindset that is entrenched here in Thailand. And there's just so many things that are counterintuitive and shocking that are a part of everyday life here. And there's no enforcement to stop these really dangerous behaviors. So, am I going to keep riding my motorcycle even though I know how exceptionally dangerous it is? I am. And if you are riding your motorcycle, and guys, this is a motorcycle culture, so many people just have a motorcycle and they're making it happen on their motorcycle. Family of 4 on a motorcycle, Honda Click 100, my penai, no problem. But guys, just this morning, after almost getting taken out by that tourist van, and yeah, I did lose my stuff. Okay, I did. And I felt like he kept going, you know, but if he would have stopped, it would have been a major problem, because I had lost my shit. I did, right? But he was long gone by the time I got up to the left-hand turn at the end of that road. And I'm thankful for that. So, do I still need to work on my sabai mentality? Yes, I do. Work on my breathing, try to keep things in check, try to keep things under control. Guys, thanks for your time. And until next time, peace, love, and light. Be careful out there.